All right, guys. Hello. We're gonna get ready to start February's uh FinerWorks live discussion, and I kind of picked this topic of newsletters just because, as y'all know, as some of y'all know, in addition to working at FinerWorks, I al- I also um, I'm also an artist assistant. And so this is something we're kicking around to in our office is that we're going to start trying to be more preemptive our uh, on our engagement with collectors because we used to have our own newsletter and now it has kind of fallen to the wayside. So um and I'm sure a lot of y'all experience that, right? There's a lot of you out there. We've done these social media um lives, and there's a lot of people who just don't like being on social. The thing about it, no matter what, as an artist, you're an entrepreneur, meaning you want I'm thinking a lot of you are, yes, you create your art because you enjoy it. It is just who you are. But, it does consume a lot of your time. So the benefit would be to make some kind of money or another kind of revenue income um, from that, right? So we want to go ahead and start looking at ways to sell your art. Social media, yes, is one, and as I mentioned, in every social media thing that we have is you don't get to control that platform. It's not yours. If Facebook, Instagram, TikTok got bought out and say they want to dismantle the platform, right? In some cases, I mean, if you look at Facebook, now known as Meta, um, they bought Instagram. Part of this is, platforms' ways is they'll buy other platforms that are coming up to kind of make sure that they don't interfere in their viewership. So you could totally lose all the work you've done, everything that you've posted, all of the followers you've got. Newsletters and email list. Email list is one of the few things that you completely own. It belongs to you. Um, you even if you use something like Mailchimp Constant Contact, you're going to download that list and keep it, even if you decide to go to another provider. So you keep all of those email lists. Now people can unsubscribe, so you got to find ways to keep them on your list. Um, we're going to talk about all of these things, but I wanted to show you about a discount going on right now because, believe it or not, that is a lot of the emails and sales tickets that we get in is that people saying, I missed this discount. When is your next sale? And we have one going right now. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to pop on over here to the FinerWorks website. And all of our deals you usually will see right here in this, I guess, this salmon looking color bar. Right? So if you tells if it doesn't, yeah, view details. Right now we have a Valentine's Day sale going on. Save 30% on canvas prints, fine art paper prints, HD metal prints, cards using the promo code HEARTS at checkout. Okay, that means you go through all of the checkout process and you'll fill in all of your shipping information. And on the right hand side, there's a thing to go ahead and put the code and you hit apply. Um, this deal does expire on Wednesday, February 7th at midnight Central Standard Time. And I love these sales. I mean, it's part of the way I got into FinerWorks, right? I came here to place an order, and then I saw a really cool production job that was like 6 month gig. Thought I'd be here 6 months. I've been here 6 years. But it's these things that let you test out different media or going a size bigger and checking those out. So, take advantage when you see these deals on. Maybe some of y'all purchased some credits. Like if you bought like $100 worth of credits, you got $10 credit. When you see those little things, put them in there because these are the things that, altogether start making your overhead cost for your products, for your prints lower So that way, when you have your markup, you can either roll this savings over or you keep your markup and you make more money during that time period. It's going to be something that, we try to do to help you guys. So I hope you all get to take advantage of that. So again, hearts at checkout, and you can find that on there. I'll post it again on our social in the morning so that y'all have another set of eyes on there. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull up my notes. Um, and I'm going to let a few people probably pop in on our thing here. Let's see. If you're watching live, the way to go ahead and interact with us, right? Because I'm going to have my comment screen open on here, and I'm able to see if you're commenting from Instagram, which is what I'm testing out tonight. I was going to try to test it out with Caldric, but we're testing out the live stream on Instagram as well. You can use the comment section in the YouTube platform or on our Facebook chat. Just use that comment section so you can go ahead. So for those of you watching right now, if you'll go ahead and just put in the comments where you're watching from, that's going to be great. And then I'm going to ask y'all to do another question and tell us, put yes or no. Do you have an email list going right now? I don't just want to know they've been kind of putting in all the emails that you've acquired either through collectors to contact them. Maybe you have a POS system that you use and you get the emails because people might do an email receipt and they may subscribe to a newsletter right there. Let me know if you have an email, even if you're watching this on a repeat. So what do we got in here? Mike is watching from California. No email list. Okay. So yeah, just kind of type those in. Let us see what we got here. Just say hi, everybody, to Mike here. And okay, I want to kind of just ask these questions. I want you guys to engage with us. You're going to be able to ask your questions all through those comment sections. I've never tried the Facebook Live. This is the first time that we are trying it there. I'm going to actually just take a peek over there and see if we're coming up as a live thing to watch. I think it's through subscribing as well, so I'm not too sure. So Mike, I see that you're watching through YouTube. So that's great. I'll notice that little icon down there. And we're going to talk about using things like video like this in your newsletters because it's going to help. Because some of us, one of the big hurdles that we talk about, they're not writers. Nobody likes writing. Nobody likes copy editing. I hate it too. It's my job. Mike agrees there. So I'm going to talk about different ways you can communicate and give you different ones that are options. Because I think that is a lot of it. And I honestly think video lets you kind of, it really lets you go ahead and connect with people. What I have liked about the live streams that we've done for FinerWorks is I have gotten to know artists all around the world. And it's been great. I do it with geo galleries. I think I'm kind of only winding down back is because my laptop can no longer keep up with the speeds necessary to live stream. But you can make videos and you can edit the video if you'd like. You don't have to even do very fancy. You don't need Adobe Premiere. I think I used a thing called KindMaster that's on my cell phone. You don't have to have high quality cameras and lights even, but you can create little video messages because it starts to build this kind of personal bond between you and collectors. And if you've ever done your pop-up or you've been at an art fair and had your tent up or at a gallery show and people are coming up, sometimes you give us the same question. And a lot of it's because sometimes some of us are a little starstruck among you artists. It's kind of funny. Y'all probably don't think about it. Some of us do get starstruck of being around you and asking the questions, and you don't want to sound really lame, like, why'd you paint that? We're trying to articulate a question out to you. And there's those questions you're going to hear over and over, and you're going to find yourself giving a lot of the same answers. So, really, you already have some content inside that you already know. It's right at the top of your head. There's some people who kind of spit out the answers almost robotically. They know this is what is going on. So, let me see. Let's go ahead and let me pop into my notes here and we'll start going on that. Let's get over here and let me share my screen and bring that back up on here. Okay, and I know y'all can't see my notes too well, but actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it shareable. And I'll put that link on our YouTube descriptions tomorrow morning. I just want to maybe clean it up a little bit for you guys. So let's take a look at some of these things and what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay, so we're going to look at basically a platform to choose that you can do for your email. Ones that I've worked with that I know right off the top of my head is MailChimp, which we use here at FinerWorks. Constant Contact I've used in the past too. Um, and you'll just kind of have to use their free trials a little bit. And I would say you don't have to worry about building your list yet. Just kind of do the free trial to see how you like building the templates on there and kind of driving around their dashboard to see if you like some of the other things that they give you, which are sometimes they're like post to your social, creating a landing page. That's always great. MailChimp has offered that. Create templates and designs. And like I said, these are something you can use the wizards within those software, the MailChimp or Constant Contact. Or if you're somebody who has a flair, there's other, I think some people use Canva to kind of create the look of their newsletters, which is amazing. I really don't like having to give it that much thought. I really like the wizards. So we're going to talk, a little bit on your design. Um, there's also going to be the content blocks inside of it. So that's what I start to look at when I'm doing this, because you're going to notice they kind of run all the way down, like they scroll. So sometimes I just try to think of, okay, should this block be the news, and at the bottom of this, I want maybe something I'm trying to sell. Uh, I'll go farther down. Maybe I want to make sure I have like any new print releases, notes onto the website. Like this is where you officially follow us. This is our website. And of course you want to have your social. And I'm going to show you really quick a couple of newsletters that I subscribe to, and you're just kind of look at the formats. And I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen them. If y'all are supportive of your peers, you probably are on there. If you're trying to see what other, what collectors like to read, I would look at Larry's List. Who else? Artsy. Those are some really good ones to see how those and a gallery newsletters. Go to those ones that you see going to give you a good idea. Um, we're also going to come up with a calendar, basically. I'm going to show you the calendar, and you're going to decide, everything's going to work for somebody else. I don't recommend daily newsletters. You will have a huge unsubscribe rate. And I don't want you to be discouraged when you're sending those out that you may get a whole bunch of unsubscribes. That's kind of how the newsletter works. Okay. Sometimes you have to have the unsubscribe button in there. So you're not, marked as spam. So you're going to have that. You'll go to promotions folder when your email goes to your collectors. But you want to go ahead and come up with a schedule that you like. There's weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, whatever you want to use. I like monthly with a couple of sales, small blast, here and there, maybe once or twice a month. We're going to talk about building your email list, how to start doing that, how to maintain it. And I mean, in maintenance is like giving, like I said, you're going to have people who are going to unsubscribe. So you're going to need more people to kind of come in. And it's a numbers game, really, with making sales. And more people you can start to get on there. I want to say open rates are like, I want to say 5%, something like that. So the bigger the email list you can get, the better. we're also going to say, about what you need to put in there. Give people a reason to open and stay on your list. We're going to look at tips that will help you with that so you'll know what to put in there. The other thing that we're going to look at is goals of this emails, right? What is the whole purpose of your newsletter? I know it's to ultimately increase sales, right? People buy from who they know. So we're going to be creating that who you know, that connection, that bond with collectors. Open the email, to get, you want to have that content in there. You got to give them a reason to do it. That's the other goal, is to get them to open that email. Another goal will be like a call to action. That could be to attend your show, to engage with you on social, maybe even if you're in a juried internet kind of gallery show where they're going to have votes. This is going to be a great way to start doing that. This is going to be able to get you a nice, huge chunk when you need something done. Um, it's You can also use it to kind of cultivate a community. We'll talk about that as an idea. Five, we're going to talk about is content. Those ideas that we're saying, what can you put in there? I don't want to just talk about myself or the art, but that's pretty much going to be a lot of it because it's to not maybe come across too salesy. It's have some kind of authentic voice in your email, and that's why people like to do. I'll show you some one of my favorite ones, and he doesn't really talk in it, but I like knowing when he makes a drop of a release is Shepherd Ferry. So I am on the obey list, and I obey. I open that email and I check out what the new print is going to be. We're also going to say, like I said, there's some hurdles there, and we're going to talk about how to overcome those. Now I'm just going to take a quick look over here. Okay. Make sure we haven't had any questions popping up. So let's talk first about kind of went in a little bit of on the platform. And like I said, there's MailChimp, there's Constant Contact, and you can kind of do your research on it. I believe MailChimp used to be awesome. I can't remember. It was a large number before you had to buy your account. So we can take a quick peek over there. Let me just keep this open here so I can see what's going on. Okay. And here we go. Let's go into MailChimp and take a look just so you have an idea. So we're going to look at the pricing right here. They just recently changed up. I want to say it might have been like November, maybe even before that, where you got like on the free here. I'm going to scroll that up so y'all can see that. 0 a month. Let's see. Sending will be paused if contact or email send limit is exceeded. And I'm trying to see where they have the number on here and how many emails you can have right here. Okay, it's 1,000. I want to say it used to be 5,000. So now I'm surprised how fast you can come up with 1,000 emails. So those are the different packages. So you have 5,000 signups there at $13 a month. $20 a month is 6,000. The 350 a month is at 150,000. So you can see there is a lot, and that's quite a jump from 6,000 to 150. I'll have to ask James on that one and how we do our pricing with it because we're right in between that section. That's a big jump to go from $20 to, but I'm pretty sure you can add the number on. I'm sure there's just probably like adding a few more dollars until you probably get into that 150,000 followers or subscribers. So this is kind of what you can look to spend, and you can always start on those free ones while you're building. This is great because during that time you're really just getting a feel for the platform, how to make signups, and I suggest going to YouTube and getting help with there. They have this little resource here too to kind of help you with marketing tools. These are all new coming out. I don't know if you can see this here. AI marketing tools. AI is starting to fill in a lot of places. Artists are worried, oh, well, people are going to need an artist if AI is generating these things. That's on for a lot of creatives. AI is something nervous, but actually sometimes it just propels you to kind of you have to work harder, make yourself that more different, make your name known because that's what all of this is with your social media, your email marketing is branding yourself to kind of be identifiable because it's like you can get a Basquiat from Wish and maybe a Basquiat print from his estate. Uh, and the quality is going to be different. There's also this thing of that you bought it directly from the estate of that artist or directly from the artist. There's a prestige in that in being a collector and owning that. So it's also great when you have the story of I met the artist at his booth. I saw several things and this was the piece that caught my eye and it's something that people will speak about um, when they're with their company in their home who also is looking at your art. So, okay, so that's one thing with constant contact there. And again, we're going to kind of, there's a lot of different ways to design these. Let's take a look at a couple of designs. I kind of starred a few that I had in here. As I was mentioning, this one is, with Shepherd Fairy on here. He has Obey. And like you said, it's not a lot of design. It's not even like laying out a print, like a flyer. There's a lot less in this that you have to do. So don't let that, you know, be something that scares you away. This is going to go on to the hurdles. You don't need to be a design pro. As you can see, he just loads the picture. This is what is being pushed out right now. There might be a brief story on it, how this whole thing was in. You'll see that it goes to the shop here afterwards. With FinerWorks, you'll notice that a lot of times we put a blog and we'll have you continue reading on our blog. We try really hard. I mean, James has been probably doing this for the longest time. And I want to say that he has put in a lot of work with the FinerWorks newsletter. Um, and after doing this now almost 20 years, right? And we send out pretty frequent different newsletters. Like we send out something once or twice a month that we're doing, and then a blast for every sale we're doing. But those blogs that James writes, I mean, those are all written by James, Noel, other people in our customer service department have been writing those for years. And it's hard to come up with fresh new content. The great thing about a lot of the stuff we do is technology. Technology changes some things just a notch, and that's all you need sometimes to reintroduce something is what little change has kind of gone on. So let's continue to take a look here at the Shepherd Fairy thing. So like I said, above you have the new release or a book, and then he does his offset prints here, a couple basically like you're basically getting to put your own ads in here for free. At the bottom, you always keep your social right here. And then again, this will be inserted usually by whatever email platform you're using. It's kind of basically the unsubscribe. It has to go in there. But that is one right there. Another one I use, and maybe this is something, again, you can get ideas from Larson Jewel, which is a molding company that does frames. And you can see here, sometimes they're talking about things like navigating on their website, which you'll see sometimes from us as well. And again, the footer has all of the ways to follow them, to contact with them. And that's something you want to have because you want to make sure everything's kind of going in a circle, right? If you have your own website, that is wherever your platform is to sell, whether it be your own website, your Shopify, everything should lead back to that. Your newsletters, if they direct them to the website and to the social, your social is always going to lead back to your website where you got to get people to buy. So that's where you want to make sure all of that info is in there. Again, there's that unsubscribe. Let's take a look at my other email. Sometimes it'll be something brief like this that just looks like a letter. coming to me. This one is from the Milan Art Institute. They are a husband and wife team that are artists, and they teach artists how to sell. Right? You go to art school and you learn technique, you learn your color wheel, you learn complementary colors, you learn media design. But sometimes, somewhere in a lot of these programs, there's nothing about how to sell. How do you make money on your art? They don't teach you that you are an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurial skills sometimes go to the wayside and they're never taught. It's another skill that is really needed if you want to live off of your art. So you can see this one here, just a letter, really quick right there. And then you finally get into some testimonials from an artist that use them, and they'll have like the artist um, art right here, and then the testimonial. I'm seeing like a little download. So I don't know if you able to download those or it takes you to a link. But you can always do that here. Sometimes I would put like a link here and say, if they want to buy the art. And then again, from maybe an image here of the artist and the click here, and then their footer. This one, like you can see, it's not really anything that fancy. Um, Sometimes we want to do when you launch your website, let people know. This is a great way. If you only have, let's say, you're an emerging artist, maybe you've collected 25 emails, maybe 5 are really only buyers, the other ones are people who've come to your shows. When you get ready to launch a website, even those people, get them on there. And again, keep your social where they can find you. This would be like an email blast. Ones I was telling you guys is artsy. Um, these are different things they have here, maybe for events, live streaming events. Just a neat, really quick blast. Artsy has different ones. There's research from Artsy. Um, you'll have different representatives. It says, Michelle from Artsy. And it might go under different artists that they have who've loaded up onto their site, which is always a great thing to do. Whenever you do something new like that, that's newsworthy. Get ready to put in an email about it. Okay, so that's looking at some of the design factors you see. So there's really, like I said, there's no strict policy on it because everybody that follows you is probably going to follow a little into your style, right? They already like your art. There's a little something in there that they're probably going to kind of share with you as far as interest. They might be people who also are like, I don't want the whole flashy pictures and 1,000 years of loading an email. I just want to know the facts. Here's what's going on inside of it. So there's a wide range of what you can do in style of that. Next thing you're going to want to do is kind of come up, like I said, with a calendar. When do you want to send these out? Personally, I feel just because of, I don't know if I showed you on my email and you see like the 1,000 unread emails that I have in there. There's some in there I'll scroll like when I'm absolutely okay. I actually have a moment to myself. I know Obey I'm on. Let me just search Obey and I'm going to go look at all of the several different newsletters. FinerWorks, type in FinerWorks and go check out some of our newsletters and let that take you when you have that spare moment. I do want to be on these email lists. I just don't always have the time. Same thing with your collectors. So think about, just not overloading them. There's some things on websites, right? Where you go and it says, how many times do you want to be notified? Daily, weekly, monthly. I never select the daily. So think of it when you're getting ready to send that out, think of it from your side of it. How would you feel getting that in your inbox? How many times would you want that communication done? That'll kind of probably help you with what you should do. And when you're doing all that, so now once you have an idea of that, you got to make sure you go take a look at the calendar, right? I mean, just go open one up and January. There are a lot of January things. I just kind of didn't go back to January because we're past the month. But if you go look in things that aren't in February, it's LGBT History Month. It's Black History Month. We had Groundhog Day, World Cancer Day, Chinese New Year, Super Bowl falls into here, Mardi Gras, Valentine's Day. All of these are some good times to say, okay, do I have art that might, sync up well with the holiday? Is it their Valentine's where it's a gift giving holiday? We could do that. Black History Month, if you're an African American artist, and you're going to celebrate that, your art celebrates Black history, having a newsletter going out reminding people about, that you don't have to pigeon-toe yourself into that character, but you're celebrating it, and your art celebrates that too. That helps you there. It's going to help in your post as well, having this calendar, because you'll be able to make posts kind of along those lines, because then it'll kind of the algorithm and metrics that are part of these socials will see that you have these keywords that are on this particular month where that keyword is ranking higher. So there's more opportunity for them to show your art or suggest your art on their platforms on social media. So this will help you. So anyhow, so like I said, just do 12 months, little blocks like this, and take a look at them and then start saying, okay, let me plan out some things. Like, you might say, I'll highlight February here because I know I have art that is, LGBT community will find interesting. So I'm gonna like highlight this one because I want to make sure maybe in these months I can show some art there. I would go through. There's, like I said, there's more holidays in this. Go through it. There's even if you have artists that inspire you, let's say Frida Kahlo, Andy Warhol, Keith Haring, if you want to go find their birthday and add it in there and celebrate it too with one of your email posts, these will help you kind of come up with content ideas. So just go through and create a little calendar like that and see what is on the calendar for people to celebrate either nationally, internationally, worldwide here, and see what kind of ideas you will get to kind of put these this content that you're going to put together with your art, because you want your art to be pertinent to whatever's going on, and it's going to help attract more viewers to you. um so having that in email is just going to help you spill that over into your social posts. It's going to help with you thinking marketing wise. Might even help you decide, oh, maybe I should go look for some shows that are themed along with this, history observation day. Uh, so that might help you with some of this. It's going to, starting with a calendar, you're going to be surprised how quickly that, because it's just 12 months, guys, 12 months. You sit there for the 12 months and see what you're going to put to plan together. Um, to start. And this is like where people have a hard time building their email list. I have people who said, I'm an emerging artist. I've never even sold a piece. I have 3 followers, and one of them is my cat. That's okay. Everybody starts somewhere. And anytime you come onto a list, you're starting somewhere. It's just like when you first started to draw. You didn't start drawing well. You're probably like me. You got crayons and markers, and you learned from circles and squares and rectangles to make objects that start to resemble something. It took a long process for you to get here as an artist. You got to start again at the building blocks. So start. First off, if you do have buyers, enter that buyer. Always get your buyer's information. Get their name, get their phone number, get their email. Have that. If you can, get their Instagram. Make sure they follow you. There's also converting. There's some people who have worked really hard. I want to say younger artists that have grown up in the social media world more so than those of us who are older, who, maybe have never gotten on social media and decide they want to start. It's getting important. They really feel like they should do that. You're at a head start there. You have all of these followers. Some of y'all have been really good at doing that. And like I said, every generation is going to get some benefit and some kind of hurdle they got to pass over. So y'all are lucky if you're born in this internet age where you have a little bit more technical savviness on getting followers from all around the world. What you got to do now is one more step. Convert those followers into email subscribers. Own it, because those people are just out there floating. You have the net out, you actually have a full net. Now all you got to do is start taking everything out and kind of get them to commit to being a subscriber. um the other thing is maintenance of that email list. Like I said, you're going to run into unsubscribes. Every time you send out an email, you'll get an unsubscribe. um and it's funny, we get a lot of people who do that, and then they end up trying to contact us saying that they don't receive the discounts anymore. They really need that, and they want to get back on the email list. Sometimes it's a little cumbersome getting people actually back on your email list because uh, because they try to keep you from spamming people. It, these softwares sometimes are a little cumbersome getting people back on the email list. So be sure when you hit unsubscribe. Um, I think I probably have just started unsubscribing from things that I subscribed to in the 90s. Let's put it that way. I'm trying to clear out that 2000 unread emails. Um, the other thing to do that I have found really is landing pages, right? So you can get QR codes and put them on flyers if you want to with your art and say, would you like to learn more about my art? Get on my email list, scan here, and then have a QR code that takes you to a landing page that you maybe designed in MailChimp or Constant Contact. It'll have them type in their email list and their name. And we can take a look at some of that. Like there's also, this is going to be an example of a landing page that I'm going to show you. It's also a pop-up. So if you own your own page, this is something great to get. It'll pop up saying sign up for our newsletter. You get to put some of the fields you want. You don't just have to put your just the email, first and last name. You can ask for things like birthdays. You can even ask for zip codes if you want to. It's up to them if they want to give that much more information, and hit subscribe. So on this one, I love Tara McPherson. So get on her email list. I can't believe I'm not on it. So that lets me in. So a pop-up like that will get you more people if you go to your page. If your page has really good traffic, utilize that, right? She's looked up a lot, so people will find her stuff. But if you want to do stuff with that birthday information, maybe you send somebody a graphic that'll print out on their birthday, like happy birthday, Melissa. Is just your graphic. It maybe generates with a month or something like that. And you're able to send those out. Maybe you send out a discount code on their birthday. The zip code helps if you want to do email blast for shows. Like you want to pick maybe everybody in the state of Texas. So you go get this, those zip codes. Or if it's just one city, maybe you'll take that. Go ahead and get the city. That might be better than a zip code. Will probably be as a city and state. But that will let you kind of do that. And again, when she puts out new releases like this, I see them on her Instagram because I follow her like all the time. And I just think she is an amazing artist. She shares a lot in there. She shares about her own personal health struggles that she's going through, and seeing these missing pieces out of some of her works and stuff like that really makes me, think about how the stuff she's overcome and how she does it with such beauty and grace. Uh, and that ties to the art for me as a collector. It makes me want it. So that's part of kind of letting people get to know a little bit of your personal side. And you don't have to give out that much personal information in this day and age. Sometimes holding some of that back is important. I would try to still come out though sounding like a human being in your emails. I'm going to really quick. We have been doing a thing. And I'll give you a chance still to do it. If you're on our Instagram and stuff, if you all put on there that you want to get this $25 credit with FinerWorks, I'm going to ask you guys in a minute. I think we'll ask Mike there because he's watching to come up with a number in a minute, and I'll make a note of who the winner is for that $25 credit. So let's keep going on a little bit. The other part in building your email list, again, is giving people a reason to be on your list. Uh, for collectors, it's going to be we want first, you know, dibs on any new pieces coming out. First dibs on any prints coming out, especially if they're numbered edition series. Um, Maybe there is some really good contact where I feel like I know you. Some people use it a lot on their social and do that. Sometimes, like I said, people just don't want all of that information all the way out on social. This kind of lets you have a control about that. These are really people who are pretty much interested in your work, your art. They're interested in you because they've subscribed to your email list. So making video vlogs or something like that and embedding them into the email may be a better way to go ahead and kind of create that one-on-one, as opposed of having to come up and feel like you're in a popularity contest at the high school cafeteria table, right? It's just more that you get genuine, like you're not worried about are they liking this and stuff, are they opening it? You actually, while open rates are important for marketers, I think when you're doing them as an artist, I wish we could say it was as important. On the artist side, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes I have liked the responses that we get back from some of the emails that we put out. So to me, those, let's say I have 3,000 people on my email list and I got 3 replies back. But some of them were really heartfelt. Some of them are requesting maybe for the artist to do a commission. Um, One, it's a warm sell because some of them have an idea how much a commission piece already costs. I'm not gonna go in and have to feel like I have to haggle with them because I'm not gonna haggle on the prices. This is what it's worth. They know the value. All I'm gonna have to do there is go through a bunch of meetings of what they want on the canvas. So those, like I said, that is value to me. It's like, one commission off of an email. If I got one commission a month, can you imagine that off of emails? Um, that would be great. So that's going to be part of it. Maybe that's a goal you want to have at least one commission out of, every month, out of every email blast. I want one commission. If you're somebody who works a longer period, maybe you're like, okay, every 3 months I need one commission. That's gonna think about those numbers and put those under your goals. How many, like I said, do you need a commission? Do you need to sell this many prints on there? Look at it and in the fact that, okay, take your number, 3,000, let's say 1% opens up. Then from the 300, let's say half of those numbers are going to go visit the site. And from half of that number, you're going to get sales. That's again, you see where it's all numbers. So how many people you get on that email list. So when you get to that half of those numbers, you want it to be a high number because then that's going to give you the likelihood of those sales. So that's one reason to grow it and maintain it. And don't get discouraged. Again, it takes a little while, but that's something it is like it's like painting every day. Can you imagine if you said, okay, I'm only going to paint if somebody pays me? I'm not going to practice. I'm not putting one brush hair to canvas, one pencil to paper unless I'm paid. What would your technique and be like? Would you still be able to create as well? It's constant stuff that you're doing every day that gives you the skills that you guys have. The doodles you all did, um, the rough drafts of something that y'all completely hate and toss or paint over. Those little things still give you a valuable piece later. But it took a lot of little steps, and that's what email marketing list is going to be. It's constantly getting all these little names from all over the place and getting their emails on here because you're going to start to want to create something of substance in there. So let's go like back down here. I think we're coming up into goals. And goals, like I said, we said we want to increase sales. Yes, we want to be able to make money off art and that be like the charmed life, right? I just want to sit, create, and sales come. We got to make the sales happen. And like I said, and I say it all the time just because I'm from a marketing background or a sales background. And I mean, mine was like as well, I think it's one better than car sales for me, was TV sales. And our director of sales, I mean, would drill in people buy from who they know. Okay. You are more likely to get a sale from a person you do not know, and they're more likely to become a friend than you are to get a full price for your painting from a friend, right? What's the first thing a friend will ask you is, can I get a discount? Now, they friends pay 3 times the retail because they want to support. Just putting that out there. So what you want to do is the people who get to know you and they start buying your art and then they feel like they're your friend also. Um, they like little things that you can do. And you can do this. It doesn't have to be discount on your original art. You don't have to discount yourself. You don't have to be a Walmart product. You can sell your price at what you want as long as you add the value to it, right? Like there's certain things that they want then as a collector. Some of them just want to be the first one to get first right refusal. I want to see what you have first before anybody else gets to see it. Um, Patreon has done a good job at making those incentives as part of their thing. So if you're a Patreon user, maybe you got a thing on there. You're kind of getting these little things that you could put into email. You can run basically what you're doing on Patreon through email lists. Uh, the videos, the vlogs, people paying for subscription boxes, maybe even getting polled. That's the other thing. You have a whole sea now with all of these emails of warm leads, meaning these are people who already like you. Okay. You could ask things like, what would you like to see my art on? Or I'm thinking of doing a subscription box a month. You can run these ideas as polls in your email to ask people what they want to do. You may see those from time to time from FinerWorks from James, where he's asking you guys as artists, what do you all need? What products do you all need? And then he's going to go on the back end and he's going to put in days, weeks, months of research on trying to find the materials that we feel proud to have out there, but are at a price that you guys can make your markup on. So that's something that you can do too, is kind of finding different ways to diversify your art by going through that warm lead, those people who already love you and saying, yeah, I own every print you ever made. But man, I would love to have a selections of t-shirts and totes, um, Stanley cups that you are selling your art on. I'm a big, tailgate guy. I want big bumper stickers of your art, or I want decals of your art. Finding those things that you might not have thought of for your art to expand what you can sell. So somebody who already has the print, here's maybe that's their favorite piece of art. I wish I could carry all my art prints that I have in portfolios, in flat files. I wish I could go around and show, have them because I like doing that when I'm home. I like to go through my art books. I like to go through my portfolios. Um, I like to talk to people about the art I've collected. And when I go out into the world, the closest thing I have is their Instagrams and sometimes trying to remember their Instagram handles. Um, but I want to show other people the art that I think is beautiful. So if I have something, let's say like Tara McPherson has of like, let's go take a look at some of the products she has. Like she does have her prints, but you can go into, let's see, limited. book, stickers, and collectibles. Here, let's go to apparel and homeware. And it's not only like sometimes, like I said, a graphic on the tee like this, which is one I like. Maybe it's a patterned graphic of her work. Um, the tote bags on here. I am loving these shoes. I hadn't saw them, and and they're slip-ons, and I wish I hadn't seen that because now I kind of want to get that. But again, here's her talking about on her page. There's the newsletter. But do you see the different things? And I can see the leggings too, because if you ever meet her at her booth, she's got leggings and what do you call it? Like a tank top kind of thing, and her cap on at her booth. That's very look to her. I like her for that reason. I like to just be in, t-shirts, tank tops, or leggings, shorts, and my Vans. So the stuff that she puts on, isn't it odd that it's like for me as a collector, I kind of identify already with the products she's put her art on. I may have the art print of this, but I actually would love to have my shoes or something else kind of representing that artist's work out in the world, because I like going out and being at an airport and in a different city and people saying, "Oh my God, you have a Tara McPherson shirt on. It's so cool. I love her art." It is a conversation starter. And whether you know it or not, when you put your art on diversified products, you're building community out in the world. And it's through those products that does start to happen. So that is something you can do, is kind of ask that growing community that you've made in your email list, what would you like to have my art on? What are your favorite products to have? Is it mugs? Are you somebody who just has a wall of mugs and you like to have the art on it? Or are you somebody who is like me? It is just the black hole of t-shirt hanging in my closet. It's, what breaks it up is the graphics on the front of the t-shirts. Um, find what else. Your collectors are already one type of thing. They are collectors. What else do they collect? Put those together. You're going to sell your products really well to them. And like I said, you have that community already rallying around you in emails to ask. Now let's get to the nitty gritty, right? Content. What do you got to put in there to go ahead and keep people here? So we're going to talk about that. That's going to be the guts of this stuff here. We got about 40 more minutes going on here. So I'm going to see make sure I can cover everything. Okay. Tips for content to build, right? Give a special discount. Like maybe they joined your email list, right? And they get a discount. Maybe the only place you put discounts on is an email list. Maybe you're somebody, I don't discount my art anywhere. I don't do sales. I don't do this, but I will discount it for, my email subscribers. That's going to make your email list very well. I would do so much of Shepherd Fairy if that was the only way I could get special pricing is through the email. Then you better believe every time that came in, I would open it. There's things that you can always do, contests. And what's awesome about these is you're not held by any rules from a platform. Facebook you cannot be asking sometimes for a post like or something, but you can do it in your email. If y'all read the email that went out for this, there was a semi-contest I'm running here that helps engagement. I wanted to use it as an example. And it said that you could get $25 credit, and I'm writing everybody's name down and handles that went ahead and did I'm watching this. It created engagement. With that, it also bumped up the social. Little things like that this contest did, but I didn't have to go by the rules of hey, I'm on the platform soliciting this. I'm not on the platform soliciting it. Doing it in basically the privacy of the newsletter email. Okay. So there's little things that you can do like that to contest out. That means people are like, I want to be on there. They don't do contest on Facebook. I have to go to the email to see how I'm going to get a free print, a free, um, maybe it's a credit into your store. Maybe you're going to give away a signed, um, you know, plastic figure of one of your works. Something along this way, it's that if the contest can only be found in your email list, that's another thing. Making things that are only found within the email list. Um, you can also have, maybe commissions from, email subscribers get a print pack, right? There's like a pack of your work, that you've made in prints over the last few years. Save those, and same thing with your maybe you have things for artist proofs, right? Everybody's like, "How am I gonna make money back on my artist proofs?" But I keep them. They're very unique. They don't look like the other prints. Sign them AP, put the year, and make them into packs and say, "Look, if you go ahead and get a commission, from me and you're an email subscriber, with your commission, you get a pack of prints." Maybe it's 3 prints in a pack or something like that. But again, it has value. Let me tell you why. Again, with laying out, I saw one piece like this email with commission and the print because the original piece of art, one, I'm going to be just over the moon to own. But then if I get this print pack, right? And I think it was like 4, those went so well complementary, framed up against this original piece of art. Um, I had to get them framed. So it's that's a great way to kind of also solicit, that you were trying to get commissions, from people without signing like I'm going to give you something. I'm not only going to take from you your money to get this commission. You're going to get a great commission, but I'm going to give you something. This is my thank you because you not only for being on, uh, not only for being a patron of my art, but because you have been there supporting me through the emails. And that's something to say too. I mean, give that human touch to your emails. That's why we appreciate you guys signing up for the newsletter. When you tune into this thing, I might be only talking to one person or 2 people or 25 on a live, but this is going to stay resonating on the internet, right? As much as I dread that my image is going to be up on the internet along with my voice for time to come. I appreciate that people take the time to listen to that. I appreciate the fact that people find this information valuable, and I ultimately want to be here to help you guys. When you guys do well, we do well, right? Because you're going to get more prints. So we want to try everything we can to help you guys too. Um, so that's going to be something you can do. Just add a little more personal touch, telling people, I appreciate you opening this email. I really do, because you're thinking, oh, it's just coming from a big company. No, there's people who've put time into this email, who have gone and researched things that we think can help you. Um, and we want that to be of value. So like I said, it's appreciated, and putting that into that email will help. Let's key what else we can have into something to retain people onto your email list. Those tips that we just said before, that will help you, because those people are going to want to keep making sure that they're getting to see those offers that are exclusive. But retaining your emails to draw your from your email list, at the end of the year, maybe a large print. There's another way to say, you have stuck with me all year. At the end of the year, from all of my email subscribers, I'm going to pick a name, and that's how I'm going to give this person. And I'll tell you how I do that. I literally just extract the email list into a Excel file. You go down the side of the Excel, it has the numbers of the columns and stuff. And I may say, can you pick out a number? And this is who's going to be on here, and that's who's going to win. And with that, let me just show you an example. Let's see. Mike, are you still watching there with us? And if so, can you pick a number between 2 and 37? And just put that in the comment. Just any number between 2 and 37. And if Mike is still not on, if anybody else wants to chime in, and if not, I will go ahead and I will select a number at random here. Okay, and I don't know if he's like stepped away. I see that they're still watching there. Um, we will say, I'll say number, I'll say number 16. Okay, let me go back in here and check. I'm gonna see this. Let me go back into my thing and I'll show you kind of what I did here. Let me see if I can click back on there. So we'll do that and go down to number 16 right here. And that is going to be Jennifer. So Jennifer, what we're going to do is I will put your, I'm going to go ahead and come back here. I'm going to put your, I'm going to message you on Instagram and I will send you information. I just need to get your FinerWorks account information, and you get a $25 credit to your account that'll be applied to your next purchase on FinerWorks. So thank you also, Jennifer. Thank you, everybody, for doing those comments. So see something along like that. You're just going to go ahead and have a contest along this ways. It's super simple. You can do a there's a bunch of websites that are like contest generators. It'll let you put all of the names in if you want to and give it, or you can put a number and it'll give you the number for you. So that is one way to go ahead and really quickly run a contest on there. And like I said, you could do that at the end of the year and give away maybe a substantial size print. Other things that you can do to retain people on your email list. Let's see, we did the commission from the email. We said, okay, is a vlog link. That means just get your cell phone camera, sit there, create a video like, hi, my name is, let's say I did this for Robert. Hi, I'm Robert Tatum. I appreciate very much for you taking the time to say you'll accept emails coming from me. I hope to make these valuable for you. In the emails you'll get monthly from me, you will either be invited to some private collector shows. You will have first right refusal at some of my original work. I will also have prints that are coming out that I want to show. I'm really excited for some of the things that I have coming up this year. I can't wait to share them with you. You're going to know all about them through my emails. I hope you'll get to know me. I hope to get to know you at some of the shows, at some of the interactions that we get from you on our social. Thank you very much. A quick video like that, you stick it up on YouTube, you go to MailChimp, and you can embed the video in your email. It takes a little longer for those to open. So you can always just put it as an image that says welcome message from artist, or welcome message from artist Robert Tatum. And it's so much better than having to sit there and write. And you can do that for every one of those sections that you create in your email. If you don't want to do it, you can talk about a print. You can get on there, show a video of you showing the print. The other thing you can do, what I like a lot about some of these like CapCut and things like that, is I can do the video. Sometimes talking out something is a lot easier for me than writing it out. I'll do that. I'll do it through CapCut or something, and where it basically writes what I'm saying. And I put it there, and I just take a read through, make sure it doesn't say anything like any of those words. I'll take them out and just edit it a little bit, and then I can throw that into the email. Sometimes that's better, because then I'll be like, oh, I really didn't like the way that video came out, but I don't want it to be a waste of time. I just send the CC script over and I copy it out, take the text of what I said, edit it a little bit, and throw it into an email. That's another way to kind of help you. And I think that's going to go down into the hurdles, but doing these vlog links, let me tell you, the video, I think, is just such a better way to kind of engage with people. They put a face to the business on here. I hope a lot of you feel, I know a lot of you actually do feel this way, because y'all who are local have come in. Those of you who are in other cities who've come to visit us at FinerWorks, have said, "Oh, just wanted to say hi to Melissa and James. I see them on YouTube. You guys are we like to come out. I'm usually right here in this little side room. If you're looking at this right there, that's my office. So I'm right up front in the lobby, and I I love coming out and saying hello and hearing what your projects are, and giving you my input of what media I think is okay. I think this is awesome. I like it for this XYZ reason. Maybe you'll like it too. Um, or maybe you won't. And I like to hear even the objections of why you don't want it on that media. Um, it gives me something to think about. So those little things like that, that kind of just building engagement, these videos, um, it really does build bonds, especially with people who are not in your area, not in your immediate site. Getting to talk to them and saying, welcome, thank you so much for being a customer. Thank you so much for being a collector. Your support has meant a lot, not only to me, but to my family. I sustain my family with my art. And them hearing that from you, seeing you and hearing your voice, those vlogs like that are are wonderful to have in there. They're gold to put into your email, and you didn't have to sit there and talk for um, hours, and you didn't have to sit there and write for hours. So vlogs can help you a lot. There's some of you who don't like to be on camera. Okay, again, with the vlog, you don't have to be. Sometimes you can just put your art, images of your art, kind of going through like a slide, show, and you can voice it over. There's that. For those double whammy people who really do not want to be on camera, do not want to have their voice on camera, and really don't even want to write, still have something for. I come okay. I'm hoping I'm back. I think I'm having a little bit of issue with my computer here, but you can also go ahead and do again the slideshow of your art. You can go and you can do again where you voice over. You send that voiceover again to CapCut where you get the script. You can take that script instead of writing it out and having it in there. You can take that script and put it into a basically a fake voice generator. It's got like voice. I want to say some sound really bad. Some sound very robotic, but you might be cool with that because it might actually go with your art. And then there's some that are very natural, and those are some software. Some of them are paid, some of them are free, that you can use. And you basically, I just take the MP3 of the talking part, and you can put it on over there. So it's like, here is a story of why the art from, you can talk to yourself about third person and say, Robert Tatum's art, is something that is whimsical, it's fun, it brings back, cherished childhood memories. And I think this is a reason why it so well connects with our collectors of all ages. Just a quicker thing, your time here on our newsletter and you coming in to check in is much appreciated. We hope you stick around and open every email from us that will have contests, discounts, show notifications, print drop notifications. So please open your next email from us. And, if you can, come say hello to us at our next event. A little video like that, where your face is not shown, your voice is not heard, your only your art and some caption. That too is something really valuable you can put into your thing. I'm going to put this back up on here. Let's go back, and we're almost getting there. Okay, really quick. I put some things here that they're basically again, this is going on to your goals. To increase sales, you got to get them to open the email. Um, these are tips that you can use for your subject lines for the emails, right? It says use numbers or lists, like 5 secrets to boost your productivity. I would use that more like here are, 5 pieces of art by Robert Tatum that you can use in a meme to tell off a friend, or something weird like that. Pose a question. Are you making these common mistakes? You can, I'd pose a question like, which of these three would be best for a print release? Your votes are, vote inside or something like that. Um, Create urgency, right? Last chance to save 50%. I've never really liked too much on those, but I would say sometimes I say going on, and it'll be like, um, again, I don't like to discount too much, but like I said, if you're doing something where it's an exclusive discount to your email list, you know, email subscriber discount ending soon, that might be something you put in there. Or your your subscriber discount is ending. I don't know, something along those lines. Your collector discount is ending soon. Uh, Make sure to see inside for details. Personalize, right? In the subject line, you can put on some of these things like constant contact to put the sender's name. Remember how you saw me do that form where I had to put my first and last name in? It keeps that information. So in the subject line, it would say Melissa. What do you call? Uh, you could say, Robert Tatum is trying to send you um, a new print, and that could be a personalized one on there. Tease content. This one is like, sneak peek uh, or a hint about a valuable content inside the email. You could say that, like people who do participate in art drops, upcoming art drop, one hint available inside this email. So you'd be the first to try and get that, um, art drop. So I love doing art drops. Those are really really fun. Um, Invoke curiosity, the hidden truth about. Okay, these are fun. I mean, if you want to be cheesy with it, right? Because sometimes it will get you into it. Like I think National Enquirer. For those of you too young to remember, these would be like the gossip columns and stuff. You know, um, what do you call it? Uh, should I as an artist be arrested for this, and then have something in there that is like one of your art pieces. uh, I've had some friends who are artists who've been arrested for some of their public mural pieces, so it it's a funny thing, especially if you want to throw that in there. But something like that would make people probably open it, right? We love train wrecks. Let's see. Highlight benefits. Focus on the benefits of value recipients will gain by opening the email. For instance, transform your life with these tips, right? And again, you can be cheesy, have fun with it. Like here are 5 paper prints coming from FinerWorks that will change, art as you know it. Something along those lines, right? And you open it, and maybe it's a sale for, 3 different kinds of media, like the one we have going on right now for 30% off. Um, Use emojis. We try to use it. James is always telling me, make sure you put an emoji in there. It is because when you go to your email, and let's go back here, and you have all these, see how the emojis kind of stand out from, say, all of these other things here? You just see those little things. It's just something to help draw the eye. So that is a tip that you can use. Be specific. Sometimes you can just go with a direct approach, like your VIP invitation to my October art show. Um, and with those VIP things, make sure they are VIP. Like I would say, people who respond through the email to RSVP will get a print, get a program that is a catalog of the artwork that's at the show, and it's signed by the artist. Right? I mean, sometimes they have that already done for you. The gallery has already, made a little brochure thing for people to walk through. If that is the case, if it's you're the featured solo artist, ask if you can have like 25, 100, whatever you're expecting. And, before the event, just sign them and have them ready with somebody who's taking care of your RSVP table as the people come in, and it's giving them that program with, that. You can have a note printed up and made and put in there. Won't cost you much money. You get that. You get, again, people wanting to come because they want to see what they're going to get, or they want to see what your note might be. Um, Things like that that you become known for. Um, like notes in the catalog. There are certain artists that do that for their shows, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of like the Oprah kind of finding a hidden gift under your seat. Sometimes there's that, right? Sometimes the note might say, "Thank you for being this. You were randomly selected to receive a free print." There's that VIP experience for their art. Maybe you even put like a thing that kind of pops out of the catalog so that to go walk up to that collector, because they're your collector, and talk to them about your art pieces, because that's going to enhance that sale happening there. They got time with the artist. Um, Keep it short and sweet. That's hard always for me. Open it, fantastic art inside. No, that even sounds too long. Art inside, you know. If you want to keep it really short, evoke emotion. There is something in there like heartfelt thanks from me to you inside. And again, you can put it in there. Or this poem made me think of my collectors. And again, and you can even personalize that even more. This poem made me think of you as as one of my collectors. Something like that. Um, Maybe you even come up with a little downloadable print pairing. Contact um, the poet and ask if you would be able to use his words with your art. Maybe you'll send him some images too that he can use, and you can have a collaboration like that where you download. It's mutually beneficial for your collectors. And say, here's this poem. You can print it out, hang it in your, hang it's paired with my art in the words of XYZ poet. Use power of exclusivity. Okay, like I said, we were talking about your VIP invitation inside. That's going to be one you can use there. Test and irradiate. So you want to make sure, see if you see ones that work constantly, then use them over and over again. That's what worked. Just change it up a little bit. Okay, 25 subject line. That's a little bit much. I should have probably put just 10. But here's some of those things, unlock exclusive access. You're invited. Join us for an unforgettable event. Last chance to say big. Don't miss out. I put last day. My original art will be at this price. Discover something new. Limited time offer. Act fast before it's gone. Again, I'm not a huge fan of those. Get ready to be inspired. New collection revealed. Breaking news. You won't want to miss this. Your VIP pass. Just release. Open for a surprise. Your opinion matters. So there's a whole bunch here that you can kind of go. Calling all art lovers. Your invitation inside. Don't miss out. Again, these kind of just get the same. But you're trying to, it's again, all of these different things, urgency, emotion. Those are the things that we're talking about that you can do. Call to action, right? What other call to action can you have in your email besides being all saley, like I want you to sell or attend? Social post engagement to boost your engagement numbers. Like, thank you for opening this email. I have, 3 posts of new work coming out. Please give them a like so that other people can find them too, or share them with your friends. So you can put that word share and everything here where, the algorithm kind of knocks it down if you ask for a share. I don't know why, but that's how the algorithm works. So, you can ask for those shares, the comments, the like in your newsletter. Maybe you start a YouTube channel. For us, we're almost at 2,000 subscribers, and it's so funny. I think I'm just seeing myself freeze. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers, and we did that all through our, really mostly through our newsletter. So that helps you build on another platform. word of mouth testimonials and sharing what they like about your art to promote you. That is another call to action that you can get. You can say, thank you for many years of support for being a collector. Please let other people know if you are in maybe the Denver area. I have a show coming there. I would really like it if you could send me either the emails or tag them in a post of mine about my show, something along those lines. Promote a workshop, a tour where people can engage with you in a non-selling atmosphere. And that would be like if you have a free workshop, there's a lot of people that I have seen that are artists that are doing some of the wine and sip things where they're like the guest featured artists. Um, and that's so cool just to go in and then you have that artist come behind you and stuff, even if you're like you have no art skill whatsoever. Um, that is still kind of cool to get that atmosphere with your artist. If they have not only workshops, but maybe they're doing walking tours. I met this one artist through an Airbnb. What do they call them? They're like little events or things that you can go excursions that you can get along with your Airbnb stay. You still have to pay the people along it, but it was a artist in Harlem in New York who did a bike tour of murals and art pieces that you could see around Harlem. And I thought that was really cool because he was older and was there when some of these were painted in the 80s. And he was like a younger kid, like maybe 19 at the time. And so here we are, late 2000s, and he was still kind of in the scene, but he was able to give you the stories of artists that passed away. I found it really valuable. I loved his art as well. There's just, other things that you're doing, that you could go ahead and give people that chance to get to know you. So here are some other content ideas that you can put in. Remember how we were talking about those building blocks and stuff like that? The first one can be whatever is like brand new that month. And here's all of these different things that you can use that can be brand new that month. Something that's either behind the scenes, right? If you have nothing going on, the video you shot in your studio of you painting something, that's new. It's pertinent. It's something people want to see. Upcoming projects and releases. If you get something that's going to be maybe a public art piece for your city that you're in, talk about it. Be really enthused about it. Give thanks to the city. Give, like all of those little pump everybody up kind of things in there. Personal updates. These are good. Like, it doesn't have to be anything like a medical update. Sometimes it can, because sometimes, that is something you want to get out to people, especially if it's going to hinder your time getting commissions out. People know you're human. I think a lot of artists sent out, dear collector, I recently caught COVID. Um, and I caught a really bad case. I'm not able to move around my studio, but in a car accident, something along those, you can give those out. But you can also say, I've gotten an award, I got recognition, I'm included in XYZ book. There is an article, I'm going to be on the news. Something like that is a personal update too. Um, you know, uh, Anything like that you can put on there. And again, whatever you're comfortable with. Exclusive content. Again, those vlogs that we were talking about, um, where it's something that you're only going to see through the email. And the way you can do that, like I said, is you go onto YouTube and then you just make it like a private video that can only be accessed by the link. That will help you on there. Um, let's see, artistic inspiration. Sometimes, it's putting a picture of something that you did, like a street corner, and said, I saw this today. Uh, be on the lookout. This is more than likely going to become part of a piece. Or you can talk about a previous piece, like when you want to make something that is older, more relevant again, going ahead and talking about it and saying, I want to feature a piece of mine. It's has, and I always say this, right? Like, um, you don't want to say it just hasn't sold. I haven't found anybody who wants to buy this piece and it's been with me for 5 years. Sometimes saying along the lines of, uh, I haven't had, I haven't been ready to part with this piece. So it's still here, but I want to talk about it a little bit. Just kind of brings something old back in, and again, you're able to give that artistic inspiration about why the piece came about. Maybe again, a new set of ears hearing why it's special to you will invoke an emotion to the art piece that somebody wants to buy it. Events and exhibition updates. Those should always go. As soon as you do that calendar that we were talking, every one of those things, go. If you already have stuff booked for this year, go write what date and month on there, and get those listed on there so you know to give at least maybe like a little thing at the bottom, like coming up next month or something. Tips and tutorials. Again, if you're somebody who does workshops with your stuff, this is a great thing to do. You can put it on there. Or if you want to say, I'm going to be at XYZ coffee shop doing a sip and paint kind of thing. It's maybe, $25 a person. This covers materials. And, maybe they're going to copy one of your pieces. Who knows? I've seen that too. So use that. That's also something to add in there. Engage with your audience. This is most important thing you can do. Include polls, questions, calls to action in your newsletter. Encourage your subscribers to reply or to share their thoughts. Some of those are great. I would put like if you have your own like artist run gallery, that's great. Get them to go ahead and go give comments on Google Maps or Google reviews. If you want, take their responses and make them into post as well, just to kind of show that. But most of all, at the end of all this, it says is just be consistent. And that's what you have to do, is constantly be there doing this day in, day out, or at least go ahead and take one time out of the week that you're going to plan for all of this stuff. Get it done. Maybe you do 3 months in one time. You have them sitting there as drafts and scheduled to go out on certain dates. And then, you just go back and take some time and review, write the next 3, and so on, and make that your workflow. It's just going to be going in and out, doing these day in, day out, like I said, as a habit. You'll get really good at it. There's so much about you that is newsworthy to people who already collect your art. I hope you all know that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wind us down. I think we're at the 8 o'clock hour here. Just check our time. And I'm hoping y'all will watch this. I hope y'all take advantage again of the sale that we have going on. It ends Wednesday at midnight Central. But that's 30% off your canvas prints, your fine art paper prints, HD metal. Remember, this cannot sometimes, it's not used on top of it. So let's say you're ordering a volume discount of like maybe you're getting 30 prints. The volume discount might be higher. So that will go ahead and override this discount. But if you have questions, remember the best way to get a hold of us is at customer care at FinerWorks. While we do have a phone number for you to call, honestly, we have to go ahead and get to the tickets. We have to answer those within 24 hours of a business day. So if you send it Friday, we will get back to you by Monday. And that's going to be the best way to get our replies can sometimes go to spam or the promotional folder. So please go ahead and let us know if you can do it. And if you're out there and you have an email list you're starting with, you can start with mine and sign me up, Melissa at FinerWorks.com, and I will be glad to read your newsletters. I'll be very interested. Y'all have a great day. I wish y'all much success on selling your prints and your originals.